What are you doing?
I'm reading a book.
Is it fiction or nonfiction?
It's an old Victorian novel, Flatland. Have you read it?
No, I have not. Novels are meaningless, and older novels like Flatland are dangerously meaningless.
Oh, hardly meaningless. If you've not read it, then how do you know what it is like?
Did I not tell you? All novels are meaningless. Reading them has perhaps damaged your thinking, too.
I don't understand. Are you saying then that no books are worth reading or that stories are worthless?
Both and neither. Well, I should introduce myself. I am Jacques Derrida.
I am pleased to meet you, Jacques. I'm Alan. And listen, Flatland is a literary classic full of critical insight into social hypocrisy, religious fallacy, mathematical reason, and mythological power. Edwin Abbott is a genius of fantasy who unveils a world of reason to explain God. He even references Shakespeare. It's a classic. And Edwin Abbott has been dead for over 50 years, so that means he's a classic author. And AP teachers teach the novel, and that also makes it a classic.
Forgive me, Alan, but I was correct about the damage to your brain. You seem to be under the delusion that communication of truth is possible.
What do you mean?
I mean that even Saussure understood that signifiers are not signifieds, that words are not reality. They are merely the symbols we have arbitrarily decided to use to represent reality. Therefore, we are not communicating reality, but only our perceptions of reality.
I don't understand. Abbott's novel is full of insightful perceptions of reality. Look here. Abbott's protagonist says that order and nature are happily conjoined.
Well, that is merely a sociological prejudice created by Abbott and his contemporaries. You may wish to place signifiers of nature and order together, but there is nothing to suggest that this is the case. All we really can say is that you have placed two empty signifiers together and claim that they mean something. I could also place a cat and a pickle dish next to each other and claim that they mean, I don't know, marital fidelity. It is nonsense.
I don't understand. Are you saying that nature and order are not allied in this novel?
No, I am not. I am saying their connection in the novel is irrelevant to reality, something which we cannot talk about.
Why can't we talk about it?
Maybe you have not been listening again. Talking about reality is not reality. It is talking. And talking uses signifiers which have no definite meaning.
What can we do then?
Well, we can look at novels and recognize how they prejudice reality according to fictional binary oppositions. They divide the world up into false and overly simplistic opposites, which are not true.
Oppositions reveal the great foundation myths of our age.
No. Oppositions pretend to tell you about myths which only reinforce prejudices by tracing and retracing the same signifiers over and over again. Just because you say the same thing for hundreds of years does not make it true. It only cements a stubborn ignorance to reality.
I don't understand. Is this why reading books is meaningless?
Yes. Reading books only reinforces the traditional historical traces of old prejudices and reinscribes them upon your cerebrum. But since books use signifiers, there's nothing about these inscriptions which is real.
What should we do with the books then?
Deconstruct them.
What?
Deconstruct them.
I don't understand. What do you mean by deconstruct?
I mean, we must reveal their prejudicial fictions in order to remove them from the text in our thinking. Discover the false thinking and you can remove it. Whatever is left must be the truth or the reality.
I don't understand. You said that all texts are made of signifiers.
That is correct.
And that all signifiers are essentially meaningless.
That is correct.
Therefore, when you remove the meaningless or prejudiced parts of a text, what is left of the novel?
Nothing.
So what do novels mean?
Nothing.
Do you mean that they mean whatever we want them to mean?
We may pretend this, but they actually mean nothing.
I don't understand. If novels mean nothing, why do we read them?
Were you not listening to me again? I already told you that novels are not worth reading.
But wait, aren't we using signifiers now to talk about our ideas?
Yes.
And so our conversation does not mean anything either. So what can we possibly talk about?
You are right. We can only talk about talking about.
What did you say?
We can only talk about talking about.
I don't understand.
Now you understand.